Welcome to Parties Extra. I'm Helen Ford Wallace, and our sponsor is Party Galaxy. With us today in the studio at the Oklahoman are Karen Delaney, Chairman of Literary Voices, and Gail Honecker, Co-Chairman of Literary Voices. Welcome you all.
Thank you.
You have a big event coming up. When is it?
We sure do. It's on Tuesday, April 11th at the Oklahoma City Golf and Country Club, where we have had our event for the last 15 years. It's our big 15th anniversary.
You are having an anniversary, 15 years. That's amazing.
Yes.
That is. So, and who's coming to speak?
This year we have Lisa Scottoline, who is a world-renowned, award-winning mystery thriller writer. She's written 28 thrillers and 8 nonfiction books, and her 29th thriller is coming out actually on April 11th, the day of our event.
What's the name of it?
It's called One Perfect Lie.
One Perfect Lie. And she's a
Yeah.
lawyer, isn't she?
Yeah, she began as a lawyer, and after she had her daughter, Francesca Saratella, who is also an author now, she stopped working for a while and wrote her first crime thriller. And that book was nominated for an Edgar Award. Then she went back to work as a lawyer for a little while, and then after she received so much acclaim for her first book, her second book, and then received the Edgar Award, and so then she devoted herself to crime writing full-time. And after her daughter came along, she decided that she would start writing some nonfiction, funny, humorous books with her.
So they co-authored those books.
They co-author, yes.
And I think one of the reasons why she's so popular is because while she writes these crime novels, and they're your typical suspense, page turners, she threads through the stories a lot of current issues and ethical dilemmas facing, modern society, and so they're very relatable to the reader.
So she's read those briefs. And she,
Yes.
she knows what she's talking about.
Yes.
And 28 novels, you all, is a lot.
That's a lot.
That's
And
a lot of books.
Churns them out, I guess. I don't know how many she's done this year, but
She's done 2 this year. She did both Damaged, is her most recent book, and then most.
they're long.
Yes, they're long. The plots are very clever and twisted and complicated. You're really very surprised at the end. They're fast, fun reads. And the other book that she wrote was called Most Wanted, which represents a dilemma that a woman faces when she uses a sperm donor and then sees his face on television when he's arrested for being a serial killer.
Oh,
So it's really
That's a
an
dilemma.
interesting book, yes.
And you said she has some interesting columns. She writes for the
Yeah, she
Baltimore.
and her
What's she
daughter,
write for?
Francesca Saratella, write for the Philadelphia Inquirer, which is where Lisa lives. And the name of her column is called Chick Wit.
Oh, that's
And it's a series of relatable stories from a woman's perspective. And she's written, the stories are combined into books which she publishes with her daughter, and some of the titles are I've Got Sand in All the Wrong Places, Does This Beach Make Me Look Fat, Have a Nice Guilt Trip, and Meet Me at Emotional Baggage Claim. So she's got a real humorous side as well.
And she loves her fans, doesn't she?
She does. She actually does a really cool thing that I've never heard of any author do. She has some type of competition every year with book clubs, and whoever is selected gets to come out, and they meet with her in her home. Is that right?
She has a big tent on her property. Last year she had 1,200 book club fans there over 2 days, and
That she didn't know before.
right,
Fans.
of her new best friends.
Right.
And so she hosts that over 2 days, and this is going to be her 12th anniversary of doing the big book club party, as she calls it.
Yeah,
Oh, my.
that's very cool.
Well, at your dinner, you always do wonderful decorations too. So you tell us a little bit about that.
Well, like any nonprofit, we're always thinking about the expenses that we incur, because the point of the event is to raise money to support our libraries and get them the extras that they would not otherwise be able to have. So we always try to be creative and come up with different ways that we can create an atmosphere that complements the type of writing or perhaps the genre or something personal about the author. And we have a decoration committee, and they come up with some pretty
They have great time.
interesting things.
We're going to see
Karen can tell you a little
crime
bit about the
scene,
crime scene
as you can see
tape.
with the crime scene tape. We're
Yes.
going to have a crime scene when you enter. And then we have a beautiful commemorative cylinder that we've had custom made for this anniversary that will be in the center of half the tables, and the other half will be beautiful orchids.
Oh my! So
Yeah,
Which
so
we
you
will
have-
be able to
everybody.
sell afterwards and
she
make
will
some more money for
autograph
the
her book,
library.
her new book coming out.
She will be there to sign autographs after her talk, and she will be autographing her new books as well as her older books. And those books are provided by Full Circle Bookstore, which has been a big supporter of Literary Voices over the years.
Queen of the legal thriller. Is that what you called her?
Exactly.
Yes.
Or she's also been called the female John Grisham.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, she has. And that's how her books read, as I
And
said.
she's threaded through her books. She has some characters that reappear now. I think she has some that are standalone stories, but for the most part, she bases it on this fictional all-woman law firm and some of the cases that they
Yes,
get.
called Rosato and D'Annunzio.
Yes, and
So-
they're in Philadelphia, and there's a lot of references to Philadelphia. So if you
So
are
she
from
kind of
that
stays
area,
with it. Uh-huh.
you
Yes, she
really
does.
can kind of have a lot of fun with it because you kind of recognize some of the things that she'll bring into the little details.
And you all planned a patron party.
Yes.
Yes, we're having the patron party upstairs where our patrons who pay $400 for the upgraded ticket will get a chance to meet Lisa, have their picture taken. She'll make a brief introductory talk upstairs in the Sable Room at the club, and then we'll go downstairs for dinner at 7 o'clock.
How about sponsors? Do you have a lot of sponsors?
We have great sponsors. Our premier sponsor this year, as it's been in the past several years, is the Chickasaw Nation. And because of their extremely loyal support and the great support that Governor Bill Anatubby has given us, he's going to be honored this year with the Lee B. Bronner Lifetime Achievement Award, which
And
is
that's
also
a-
a 15-year-old award.
That's a big award.
Yes, it is.
That's part of the event every year that someone is selected for the contributions that they've made.
And Lee Bronner was, who was he?
Lee Bronner was an administrator, served as the director of the Oklahoma County Metropolitan Library System from 71 to 99.
So the
And-
award's named for him.
Yes, and his career was so remarkable that they did an award, and people like Nancy Anthony, Barbara Eskridge, Penny McCaleb, Robert Clemens, real community leaders and champions of the libraries have been honored over the years. So we're very excited that Governor Anatubby will be there to accept this award.
Well, tell us about the library. This is the only fundraiser for the endowment trust, is that right? Is that how it goes?
Yes, that's
Yes,
correct.
uh-huh.
The library, yeah.
So tell us about that.
The Library Endowment Trust was founded in 1986, so it's got a 30-year history now. And it was opened as a vehicle for donations to the Metropolitan Library System from the general public. It's a 501c3 nonprofit. And the fundraiser was founded in 2003 as a way, first of all, it was a publicity event where we would have an opportunity to bring these famous authors into Oklahoma City for the reading public to enjoy. And they support the capital improvements of our libraries. We have a 19-branch library system, which last year received over 10 million online and physical visits, 5,800,000 checkouts and materials, a million ebook and audiobook downloads, and 30,000 new library card holders were established just last year. So it provides a haven for people. It's the only access to the internet that many people have. We have homework help every single day in our libraries. And my favorite program, which I always mention, is Children Reading to Dogs.
The dogs, yeah.
And the library has just done their first book, and it's called Our Day at the Zoo. It was written by librarian Kristen Williamson and illustrated by library artist Rick George. And every time you take out this library book called Our Day at the Zoo at the Metropolitan Library System, you will get 4 free passes to our Oklahoma City Zoo. So it's a wonderful partnership between the library and the zoo, which is always the library is always trying to get involved with the community and point out our greatest landmarks.
The other great part of that too is that as part of the program, for those that don't attend the fundraising component that evening, the next day, as something that's done every year, arrangements are made for that author to appear at one of our public library branches and give a talk, and the general public's invited to come at no charge and meet the author and talk with the author. So there's lots of opportunities for people to benefit, in a secondary way outside of the fundraising part.
Do they go to the schools? I mean, one time one of them went to.
Yeah, possibly. This one, she's going to go to the Northwest Library. We're targeting journalism majors, creative writing
Legal
majors.
field.
Legal fields. Lisa Scottoline has also been a teacher at the University of Pennsylvania, and her course is called Justice and Fiction. So she's a very good speaker, and she's also a very good teacher. So we're hoping that people in these fields will come and see her and benefit from listening to her.
That would be a huge benefit.
We've been trying to think of more creative ways to collaborate with other organizations so that there's benefits that go well beyond the event itself. As an example, last year with Sebastian Younger, we had the
Oklahoma Humanities Council, and they are cooperating with us again this year. So the appearance of Lisa will be an actual interview by a professor, and his name or her name will be announced as we get closer to the date, which is going to be April 12th, the day after our event.
So you have just a full range of activities. Well, okay, so you've always had good speakers, though. Sebastian, who else have you had?
David McCullough, Mary Higgins Clark, Harlan Coben, Scott Turow. I mean, these
Laura
are
Bush.
Not to mention
Ann Patchett.
Yes. And pretty soon we'll be getting ready, the committee will be getting ready to start thinking about who do we bring for next year. And I think there's a little bit of strategy. We try to alternate with different types of writers and male
and
versus female.
And you haven't had a woman in a while, is that right?
Yeah, our last three authors have been men,
So
fiction and nonfiction, but so we decided it was time to bring a woman back.
And so do you have a committee, volunteers? What do you have that helps you?
The Library Endowment Trust has a Literary Voices Committee, and every year we evaluate the event, and it takes us probably 3 or 4 months to secure our next author, because it's difficult to get that author to be available for Oklahoma City on that particular day and time.
Right.
So we start with the top people that we've heard requested. We've tried to get David Baldacci and Jodi Picoult in the past, but it hasn't worked out. But we always try to get the absolute top author available for our event.
And you've done a good job with that, you all. So your committee members have been with you a while?
They've been with us a long time.
Yeah, there's a pretty big history.
Mary Price was a former chairman of the Library Endowment Trust. She's been working on this for years. We've got Cindy
Clemens, of
Shalney,
course.
Robert Clemens. Sodi Clemens always writes our script. Terry Cooper, Elaine Levy, Penny McCaleb, of course, Julie Hall, all of these people, Carol Casperite.
And you too. I mean,
Yes.
I've been working on it since 2005.
Yeah, I'm on my second term. I think it's 3-year terms, and then
For Library Endowment Trust,
Yeah,
yes.
and then you can stay on if it continues to be a good fit for your availability of time and effort toward what the mission of the trust is. But it's a great group of people. It's very diverse. We have some really good dialogue about what's happening with today's libraries and what they've become, and they're different from in the early years of us remembering going to the library. I remember growing up, there was nothing more thrilling to me than going to the library, and I would walk, that old 5 miles in the snow, and come back home with like 20 Nancy Drew books, and just devour those, and then a couple days later turn around and go back. And we're happy. Books still are important.
Yes, but we do have a huge digital outreach. You can download a book on your phone. We have outreaches in nursing homes, in schools around the community, and the library comes to you now on your computer.
Yeah, in a lot of ways the library has turned into like a community center.
And we also have iPads that kids can check out and work on while they're doing their homework.
Yeah, cool stuff.
That's that's big.
It is.
I think the average public, if they would really investigate, they'd be shocked to learn like the different programs that are put on. A lot of them are funded by the funds that are raised by the Library Trust. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in the budget. But a lot of the programs for kids, I've just got some really really cool stuff to encourage kids to like to read and enjoy.
And it starts when they're toddlers. Little story time, circle time.
Exactly.
Dog, reading to the dog?
Yes.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
toddlers, but-
Yeah, right. Therapy, right?
Therapy dogs, yes.
Karen, tell us those statistics again. I was kind of blown away by it.
I know, I was too. Okay, 10,600,000 visits online and physical contact, 1 million ebook and audiobook downloads, so that's all digital, 30,000 new library card holders just this year. We've got about, I think, 370,000 card holders, and our population in Oklahoma City is 750,000. So that's almost half of our population has library cards. We certainly want that to get bigger. But then we've had 5,800,000 checkouts of new materials just this year. So
Amazing.
big impact on the community.
Well, how can people get tickets?
We can visit www.metrolibrary.org/literary voices, or you can call our development department, Heather Zioli, and let's see, we have Heather's number is 606-3760.
She can get you all set up.
Okay, and do you need sponsors still, or?
Of course.
We always need sponsors. We're doing very well, but because of the oil crunch, we have lost some big corporate sponsors over time. We're trying to make that up with more smaller sponsors, so we definitely still have openings for sponsorships and patrons to come and meet Lisa on the 11th in the Sable Room.
Okay, anything else about the dinner or about the library?
It's going to be a delicious dinner.
Yeah.
Elaine Levy
Yeah.
and Terry Cooper have picked out a delicious steak dinner. And,
It's a great event, and for someone where it's their first time, guaranteed they'll be back year after year. It's just,
I mean,
it's
you
very,
don't wanna miss it.
it's very
Right.
different. It's a different
It's
event.
one of the
than-
favorite events
yeah,
that we go
exactly.
to.
I think
Yeah.
it's a very, very favored event.
And we hope we'll
also.
see you there.
I'll be there.
Excellent.
So, Karen and Gail, thanks for bringing this great author to Oklahoma City. This sounds like a wonderful evening, and we hope you have a huge turnout and sell many of her books. So, good luck, and thanks
Thank you.
for coming in.
Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Ellen.
Thank you.